What's the gossip?
Gossip in the Grove.
What's the gossip?
Gossip in the Grove.
What's the gossip?
So, hello, welcome to Gossip in the Grove, and today's special guest is Christian County Magistrate Magdalene Ferguson. Welcome. And of course, our co-host Scarlett, and I'm your host Tracy. And today we are going to ask her all things wedding. She is officiant, and she is the magistrate of Oak Grove. So I'm going to turn it over to her so she can tell us a little bit about how she got started, what she does, anything about Christian County.
Well, how I got started, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first 4 years. I didn't get a chance to officiate the marriages because our former judge, Triple, officiated for over 20 years. 2023, I've received my executive orders to officiate the marriages.
I think that is absolutely wonderful. So not only do you do things for Christian County, because you're a big supporter of the whole county. I mean, it doesn't matter what district you have or what district you represent. You basically represent all of Christian County because you have been in Oak Grove and you support Oak Grove's all the events, anything that Oak Grove does, you're always here. So we really appreciate that as well. So tell me, I know when you first got the executive order to do that, how was it? Tell me the steps, the procedures of how you were able to do that. Did you have to go on a class or a course to do that? Or because you are a magistrate, you're able to do that?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. So the steps on, I remember right after, of course, the election, and then now we got a new judge. He asked all of us, there's 8 of us, if we would like to officiate the marriages. Well, the other 7 said no. And I said, well, Judge, we have to keep the legacy going, more so because of Judge Tribble.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, not a problem. So they did ask me questions. How do I feel about same sex? How do I feel about, and I'm going to say the younger generation. I really can't control that part because the clerks, the county clerks, have to approve everything before they even get to me.
Oh, really?
Yes, they have
Okay.
to go before the clerks in order to receive their marriage license.
Okay.
So once that is approved and everything is in order, by law, they have to have 2 people as a witness. The fee for, and I don't set the fee, my judge executive set the fee. The fee for Christian County residents and military is $100. If they're coming from
You
a
can't
surrounding
beat that,
county,
can you?
I think it's the same fee over in Tennessee too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
no, ma'am,
Okay.
no, ma'am.
Oh, it's
Tennessee,
not?
when I first
Oh.
got started,
I'm crazy
Tennessee
then.
was $300.
Oh.
And now I've been told they have increased to 500. So I'm like, all I know
I
is
don't remember paying that much.
I only deal with Christian counties. So for me
Okay.
to hear the soldiers speaking about the fee, that's why a lot of them come to Christian County
Right.
because
Because of the fee.
100.
Right. Right.
So I had to learn that, and I'm like, this is something. It don't take that long. So why are y'all charging that much?
Yeah, that's
So I've had people that ask, well, do y'all do counseling prior to? That's between the couple and whoever they would like to do the counseling. That's not a part
You're
of our
just the one
duties.
that marries them.
The legal
The
document.
legal
yes,
document. Yes. Yes.
So when they come to the Chapel of Love, they have to have those 3 things definite in order. Your marriage license, your 2 people as a witness, and then wherever they're coming from, that fee. It do have to be in cash because we do not have an ATM at the Chapel of Love. So from that point, when they get to the chapel and they come in, we take care of all business first. Some of them want to come in with the door open, the music playing.
Aww.
Some drop the rose
The
petals
petals.
everywhere.
Aw.
And I love it. Out of all of them that I have officiated over the 500, it's been amazing to see the mindset of the different couples. So another thing that they do that my judge, now Judge Gillen started, he said, well, you keep telling me where the people are coming from. Why don't you put a map up and let them pin where they're from?
Nice.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
When
Nice.
I tell
yeah.
you, it is a great conversation piece because what it do is give me time while they pinning, and I always talk to whoever taking pictures. I call them photographers. Photographers capture the moment so they will have beautiful memories of this day. So they pinning and they want to talk. Everybody talking and looking to see where all the different locations. So when we noticed that the people were pinning down, and they call it the ocean. on
The,
the
the
map.
ocean.
At the bottom part, I said, so well, now where y'all from? And they would tell us. So I went ahead and created a world map. I called Community Development Service, spoke to them. They created me an actual world map.
Nice.
So, and it's amazing to see people pinning from there.
And a lot
too.
of this is the soldiers.
Yes,
Kind of
yes.
where they're from. Yeah. Okay, I got that.
Oh, whoever the sweetheart, and she from another somewhere, and they pinning. Then what happened is our own personal resident people, Christian County, Oak Grove, they were getting upset because they couldn't pin nowhere in Kentucky because it was full. I said, not a problem. We're going to solve this too. So I got a Hopkinsville city map and a Christian County city map. When I tell you they are loving this, they love it, and they be proud. So I tell them, once you pin where you're from, point to your location and see how God brought those two hearts together. And they look at the photographer. Oh, they love that because they pointed. I said, now you see what God did? He brought these two hearts of love together to now be in holy matrimony. So once they finished that, they go over and they got a big reef that was in the chapel before the chapel got remodeled. A big reef for them to stand by, but I had it refurbished to where it looked like, for real, the chapel. And they go over and they take their pictures, and I tell them, all of the family pictures you want to take at this time, do that, because you're giving me time to finish filling out the marriage license according to law.
So it was remodeled?
It did.
Okay, when did that happen? When did...
January, let me see, the end of January is when I was able to move back in.
Oh, my
January of
God. I bet it's
2025.
awesome. I bet it's so cool.
Oh, it's so cute.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to go ahead and post it on the web. I have had it posted where it used to be blue inside. Now it's like a pearl white. It's so pretty, y'all. It's really pretty.
And I believe Lee will find out a picture to post it on this podcast as well.
Yeah, so all the newspapers, everybody that did a story on the Chapel of Love. The Chapel of Love, now it is called Chapel of Love, but at first it was called just Triple Chapel of Love.
Tribbles Chapel of Love.
Just Triple.
Yeah.
It literally says, he came in one day and he said they had made him a big old thing.
A little plaque.
On the floor, and it's huge. But we dedicated to the museum. But it literally said Just Triple Love, Just Triple. And I said, well, and I told the judge, I'm not Just Triple. We need to change the name. May I have the rights to do that? He said, yes. I said, okay. We're going to call it Christian County Chapel of Love.
There you
because
go.
there's 8 of us. And now collectively, since we are considered, we are Christian County, that means any of us can go in and officiate a marriage.
So any of the magistrates can go in there?
By law.
By law.
It's a part of our duties. But
Okay.
you got to have executive orders from your judge executive or your governor.
Okay, all right.
So I keep a copy in the Chapel of Love, and I keep a copy in my portfolio, which is in the car now. I leave it in there so that way I got proof because I can travel all over Christian County.
Yeah, because you've been here. You've been at the Butterfly Garden.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you married a couple there. Yeah.
There. So what I did, I called the president of the college and let her know I have a couple that want to get married. Round Table. That's the name of it.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They wanted to get married at the Round Table. When I tell you, even families drive in for these occasions, it's been amazing to me to see and hear where they're coming from. So that day, literally, they took pictures at all of the markers for their photos for that occasion. So I've officiated there. That one was amazing because we had to literally sign the license because it was so cold outside with my trunk open.
Oh, my gosh.
Where they could write level. I tell you, we done made some things happen. And then I told them, okay, now y'all get back in your cars because it's cold out here. I don't need to ride sick.
Yeah. Yeah, so you did how many? Over 500?
Yes, it's over. I tell Judge all the time, I said, I'm on book number 3.
When
That's
do
all I
you
can do.
have the time? I mean, your schedule and stuff, because you are so busy because you're
A
everywhere.
woman of purpose, Miss Tracy. That's what I tell people. I say, I'm not busy. I'm a woman of purpose.
You are. You're on a
Yes.
mission. You're on a
Yes,
mission.
yes.
You're always on a mission.
I don't
Yeah.
move now unless I got a reason. to
Right,
move.
right.
And like today when I text you and let you know I was on my way, I do that because I want to make sure I stay a woman of my word.
Yes. And you always have been. It's been, I mean, a tremendous. You have been a tremendous asset to Christian County anyways.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I think out of all of them, there's several of them that's that's supported Oak Grove, but you are always right there.
I do
You
remember.
and
And
Philip,
we
Philip
just
Peterson.
did the
I mean, yeah.
time capsule down here.
Yes,
That
we
was.
did.
I
Showed it
just.
Friday.
I'm so
yeah.
grateful that I was
Yeah.
at the beginning
Yeah,
and then
I
market
know.
literally see the
At
market.
the end. Yeah, it
Yes.
was really cool.
So another place I've officiated is the Indian powwow.
Oh, you did
Wow.
at the Indian powwow?
Out, well, the
No,
park.
the park. I got you.
When I tell y'all, so cute. It was cute, and that brat, she hit the tray.
Oh,
So we filled out everything again. I had to open up my trunk and give them level ground to write on. And she said, not a problem. Now I'm thinking she in heels. She had on her tennis shoes. And
yeah,
she
underneath
was
that dress.
She was strutting, and they wanted to
Absolutely.
do it on the bridge.
Oh,
It's a bridge over there.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. And the photographer took some awesome pictures.
Well, we have a bridge here and an actual arch now in the
Do
uh-huh,
you?
in the park. We sure do.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anytime they want to come, like
But
any
you
of the
know, I'm
soldiers-
a respected in every city that and there's 5 cities within our county. I've called the mayor of the city. Now, of course, I had to call y'all that day for the park here. But I let someone know that I'm coming to your grounds, and to make sure the bride, if they haven't made reservation, we need to make sure that everybody, out of respect, know that we're coming, and they're gonna see something happening.
Yeah.
yeah, we try. It was like a wedding in progress because we do have those signs that says wedding in progress if they're getting by the gazebo and the butterfly garden. So we do
Beautiful.
that. We have those out that way people will know.
Yeah.
we have a wedding in progress. So just
And I officiate 2 hours between every marriage. If I got more than one in one day, I do 2 hours. I had to learn that because the first time, 1 hour
right,
should be
right.
enough.
So it takes about an hour to. No,
If-
okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what happened. The little boy, got something on his shirt, and she was like, "I gotta go and get him some more clothes. I don't want him to be in the picture and be dirty." So I'm like, "Not a problem." Well, she go wherever she went. When she came back, the other couple was walking up, and I'm like, "Okay, I gotta change this. I'm gonna have to do it 2 hours in between each one." So now I got 2 couples in the chapel at the same
Oh
time.
no.
And so the mother was like, "So do we go first?" And out of respect to the couple that I know your time say 2:00 and the other one was supposed to be at 1.
Yeah.
Now we got a conflict going on here.
Yeah.
And they both like, we'll sit here and we'll witness with them, and we'll make sure the baby don't get dirty no more.
Oh.
So that was a great learning experience for me to go ahead and do 2 hours in between each one.
Yeah.
And that's just out of respect.
Yeah,
to the couple.
absolutely. So how many in a day have you done the most in a day?
This year, February the 14th.
Oh,
Oh,
Valentine's
wow.
Day.
I was there from 1:00 to 7:00 that night.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
That was
back
amazing.
to back.
At first it was 6, and so I go
Yeah.
home and I'm like, okay, I'm finished for the day. I
Nope.
got a call as soon as I got home and said, "We're here." I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Who is we?" She said, "We're here to get married," and they drove in from Todd County. And I said, "I don't have no more names on my book on my calendar." She said, "But they told me we got our marriage license, we got to have our 2 witnesses and the money. We can come and be married today." I said, "Not a problem. I'm on my way."
Aww.
And I showed up, and when I tell y'all, they were so happy that I took the time to go back. Of course, I have to let them know. Now, if they get their license in their county, they have to take it back to their clerk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if they come from
I guess
Todd
that's how they
County,
do that in Tennessee too. They get it and then come here and then take it back. I
but
mean,
they can't come to me.
The
Some of the
Tennessee people
soldiers
can't.
do. It's funny to me because
Yeah.
the soldiers thinking they got marriage license,
Yeah.
regardless of what state, with us being so close
yeah,
to Tennessee, they'll come with Tennessee.
Tennessee
have to tell
license.
them.
Yeah,
I
you got
can't
it.
officiate it, not Tennessee documents.
Right.
In the meantime, if they become between 8 and 4 and they do that and they got Tennessee license, I'll just call our clerks or I'll call Melinda and
Yeah.
ask, will your clerks make sure they got Kentucky license?
Right.
And she said, okay, not a problem. Only if their time permits. Sometimes
Yeah.
the soldier got to come back.
Right.
And I really don't want them to waste their time because they didn't know Fort Campbell to Hopkinsville. That's a good little piece.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've had some soldiers, bless their hearts, call and want to get married the same day. Now, they can go to Todd County or Tree County and get their license without an appointment. But they know you got to take it back to their clerk.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. They go get it and they come. Okay, well, now we got time to drive back and get our get our seal. Because they be serious about that. And by law, they have to have the seal on there too.
Yeah. So do you do it every day? Are you? I mean, like Monday through Sunday? Do you officiate weddings?
I haven't a period if they would like to. And what made me start doing it on the weekends too is because I would hear the brides crying. And you know how the soldier, at that point, they fiance.
Yeah.
They want to get married before the soldiers have to deploy.
Yeah.
And they would call and say, can we do it on Monday through Friday, trying to get their seal and everything? Because, of course, the soldier
Right.
they're trying to get all the legal stuff for Campbell. And I would hear them crying. So I talked to our judge. And I said, Judge, may I, because in our book they give us on what we can and can't do, dealing with ethic laws. I said, Judge, may I have permission to officiate on the weekends as well? And he said, you can do it if you want, if my time permit. I said, not a problem. I will be here since they tell us we work 24/7. I might as well officiate 24/7.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So the latest marriage that I have officiated has been 8 o'clock at night because the man works third shift or second shift and he gets some rest and want to come and marry his sweetheart. Not a problem. So now the theater, Alhambra Theater, I don't know if y'all noticed, if their walkway between the clerk courthouse and the Alhambra, they put lights out, more lights.
Like the
on
bistro
top.
lights.
Oh, they are so cute.
And that's where people get married there as well?
Oh, yes, but let me tell you, this is what I do. Once we officiate, and you know, I ring the bell. We have a big bell that's outside now that they can ring and tell all of Hopkinsville. I got my bride. I got my husband.
That is
They
so
love
cool.
it.
That is
Yes.
so neat.
And that bell was donated to the Chapel of Love out of a veteran from Tennessee who had the bell refurbished.
Wow.
So I come in from a conference, and I know they done wrote stories about the bell, but I said, y'all are serious about this bell. So they have the bell up literally on the grounds of the Chapel of Love with lights that point to it. So that is fun to me to hear them ring that bell. So it's a community right next, not too far from the courthouse or the chapel. And there's one couple I married. She said, now I know what the bell sound is, what it rings, what it means. Somebody just got married. It's so cute.
So is it that loud?
Oh, but it's loud. It's loud. But, and I let them ring it. They ring the bell themselves. I don't ring. I ring mine's coming out the door.
Yeah.
And then now once they get married, I always have the whole family go up there with the couple. Somebody give me a camera or the phone, and I take a picture so they'll know who was there when this marriage came together. And I tell them this couple's not walking this journey by themselves. They're going to have a slew of people that's going to walk with them. They love it, love it. So when they come outside the Chapel of Love, with the permission of the couple, would you like to have a photo on the steps of the Chapel of Love? All excited, yes. So they get their picture. And then I always ask them, so where are you parked? You parked in the front or the back? And they'll tell us, wherever they're parked. I said, okay, I know what we're going to do. So in front of the actual courthouse is a fountain. I call it the Fountain of Love.
There you go.
Oh, honey, we're going to take some pictures. Y'all going to have some memories. That courthouse was built in 1869, and it's literally on top of this courthouse. So they love that they get to take a picture in the archway, like a church.
Yeah.
So they love that, and I'm ringing the bell. So now the whole community has gotten involved. So 2 things I get to show them when they come after they get their seal, they come out the front door. I'm ringing my bell, telling the whole world, here come the bride, here come the groom. So then they take their pictures, and I'm talking to the photographers while they're getting their seal to let them know where to capture these special moments. So when they're standing there, and if I'm out in the open area where the photographers are, I tell them, look behind me. You see the big M? And they say, yes. I said, that's the mixer. The mixer, in which we got a listing of all of the restaurants. We needed to do that because I'm having people from out of town coming here, getting married, don't know where the restaurants are.
Yeah.
So we literally, with me being on visit Hopkinsville board, they made me the flyer with all of the restaurants but I have an agreement with the mixer that if you call and make a reservation, you pay for your dinner, and they do something special for every couple that comes to the
Oh,
Chapel
that's
Love.
nice.
So cute.
That's nice.
So they get a chance to go and dine.
Because that's almost like their little reception, right,
Yeah.
after the marriage and stuff.
Well, they
yeah.
get a bag also that says the swag bag.
Okay.
That's what Visit Hopkinsville call it. And in that swag bag, they get a lip balm, and I tell them, when you kiss your sweetheart, your lips are in order. They fall out laughing. They think it's so cute. Then they get a notepad, an ink pen. And now they're putting in the brochures to tell them all about Batter, capital of the world.
Mm.
And y'all can get me brochures. I put them in there for y'all too.
We have some really cool swags that we can give you
Okay,
to
to
the
put in your
brides
bag.
and stuff. Yeah,
Especially for weddings.
for
we've got all
especially
that
for the
Valor Hall stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
especially
cute.
for weddings. Yeah,
Well, y'all give me something, I'm going to put it in.
Yeah.
Because I'm closer to you than it is.
yeah,
Hopkinsville.
absolutely.
So then also in there, they get a, well, yes, you do, because I had to come and get some of the books.
Kentucky travel guides. Yeah,
Well, Tracy, I've learned I can just go to our visitor center on 24.
and they have a whole bunch.
Girl, I got 4. Last time I went, they gave me 4 boxes.
Oh my goodness.
So in that, with that particular our visit for the state of Kentucky, I tell them, if you would like to have your honeymoon in the state of Kentucky, here's a visitor's guide for you to pick and choose where
Right.
y'all would like to go for your
Right.
honeymoon. Because now I'm promoting the whole Kentucky.
Yeah, you're
Not
giving
just
the whole.
Christian
That's right.
County.
You're doing the whole Kentucky.
So
yeah.
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
And when that man told me I can just drive here to go get the boxes, I was excited. I'm like, yes, I don't have to worry nobody anymore.
Because all they have to do is replace it. All they have to do is ship them to, if they run out, they just ship them back to the welcome center up there on I-24.
Well, I
so,
love that because the convenience.
Yeah.
That we got them
Yes.
local. We all can go
Yes.
get how many boxes we want. So I love that. And
Right.
thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
When I had
Absolutely.
to call, I called our visit. Well, we're getting low. We don't have not a problem. I know how to take care of me.
Tracy.
Tracy, help me. You open the boxes. Because I want to make sure the swag bag is in order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and they just love that. They love it. Don't forget the swag bag.
Yeah. There's it doesn't matter. They're really popular. Like when we go to the trade shows and we do, because we have all kinds of different promotional and it's swag. And people love it. They eat it up. They do.
Yes,
They eat them
yes.
up.
So they get a folder also on the front. It says, congratulations. It says congratulations, something else about the marriage. And then on the back, it has our address for the Chapel of Love. Congratulations and best wishes, for the couple. And inside they have one side is the restaurants, all the, let them know. And then on the other side is telling the bride and the groom what to do next.
Right, right.
Because a lot of them don't know what to do. And I learned that from a young couple. She said, so what do we do next? Well, no, we can create a guideline. So I tell them, once you get your marriage certificate and get the seal, the second place you need to go to is Social Security office.
Yeah, yeah.
Driver's license,
driver's license, Social
passports.
Security,
So
yeah,
all of
yeah.
that, they don't know. So
Right.
I help them think.
Right.
So they really appreciate that
Yeah.
too. And then, of course, they got their ink pen and their notepad so they can just write down and remember what I must
Absolutely.
do next. So once they they go through and I ring the bell and they take their picture at the Fountain of Love under the archway that I utilize, and I call it the yellow brick road. It's red, between the Alhambra and the courthouse. I said, now they must take their first walk together as Mr. and Mrs.
Oh.
They love that too. So, honey, they be walking, and I'm ringing my bell, and I'm on the bottom part. I don't know if you know that it's got another drop.
Yeah.
So I walk that side while I'm ringing the bell. The photographers are having a good time recording, and they stop and they turn back and look. So we got benches out there. They done put some more flowers out there for us too.
Oh, nice.
So they get to sit down and
the
take their
beautification of Hopkinsville. Is that what they're doing? That committee? Yeah.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
And they always tell me, Squire, we getting ready to put some more flowers out for your weddings.
Oh. Is that where you do the most of them at, or what is the most popular place?
They want the chapel.
They want the chapel. So nice.
They do. They want the
Yeah.
chapel. But wherever they tell me they like.
Want.
Now, this will be my first one. Got one coming up that they want to have their officiant everything at the memorial building.
Oh,
So I got-
inside the memorial building?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I years ago, several people I think was married there as well.
Awesome.
I guess you can rent it out.
Well, the couple doing all that, I just come
Yeah,
and do my
yeah.
work.
The couple and stuff rents it out or whatever. It's just like Valor Hall. You can rent out and you don't rent it out, but the couple, the client does. So
Speaking of that, let me tell you, one couple that we had, it was so crowded, and that's what made me get keys to go to our actual courtroom. It was so many people in the chapel. It was on a Saturday, and I done called the judge. Judge, can you hear? And he said yes. I said it's packed. I said I need keys to either our courtroom or we're gonna have to take it outside. Well, me not knowing that the mother of the bride and the groom's mother were standing behind me. When I tell you, it was like sardines in the chapel. It
oh
was
my
so crowded.
gosh.
And people were still trying to come in. So I'm like, where's the bride and the groom? Because I always get approval from them because it's their day. The bride in the truck, she crying because he done left his shoes.
Oh my goodness.
In the hotel. We're going to be late getting our wedding started. I told her, relax the bride, please. Whatever we do, we need to relax.
Oh
So I'm
gosh.
talking to a judge on the phone, and I said, Judge, it is crowded for real in here. What is the capacity for this chapel? So that's what made me another point of making things better. I had the fire marshal to come and literally post so I would know how many people can fit in this chapel. So they tell me 25, but that's for the whole chapel. So in the back, I'll tell you about that too. We got the other room. But at that point, I don't think the chapel had been remodeled. So the bride crying, the man, he's upset because he done left his shoes.
Oh gosh.
So I said to them, may I speak to the couple? Well, the mother they heard me talking to my judge, and she said, we got to move it somewhere else. I said, let me get approval from the bride and the groom before I do anything. So I go out there and talking to the bride, and I said, all is well, where is your reception going to be? And it was at the Claire now, that hotel.
Oh, okay.
When I tell y'all it was so crowded, they had to open up 2 petitions for them.
Oh my God.
They truly could not have gotten in the chapel.
Really?
So when they was telling me where the reception, I said, I know the management staff. I will call and let them know we need a podium and make sure that your guests have plenty of seating. When they kept opening up petitions, I said, they got a lot of guests. Well, a lot of them stayed at the hotel.
Oh, okay.
For their visit.
Yeah, when they came in to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Baby, when I tell you that bride was gorgeous, but it was so many people. I'm grateful that I know our community, that when I call, and I tell people all the time, that's one thing I appreciate being a magistrate, is that when I make a call, they already know my name.
Mm-hmm.
Squire, what do you need? Okay, y'all give me something to put this book on a podium.
Mm-hmm.
And then just make sure I have a mic so my voice would carry, so everyone would be able to hear. They made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
That was the largest one I've ever officiated. That was amazing.
Wow. Because that was a wedding and a reception at the same time that
They
you were
did.
doing. Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah.
And they didn't have to
That's
go
crazy.
nowhere, so I did what I
Yeah.
had to do. And it's funny because a lot of them wanted me to sit down and eat with them.
You don't do
working.
that? You don't do, no. Yeah.
No, I don't. And they want me to, but
Yeah.
out of respect
Yeah.
to the family and
Right.
friends.
Yeah.
But thank y'all very much. So that one has been a large one. Okay, you know where, now it's Romaines, but it used to be the pizza place downtown, Hopkinsville. Okay, you know where our municipal center.
Yeah.
Okay, next to Kentucky New Era.
Yes.
That restaurant right there.
Okay. I got you.
Well, it was a ceremony, another couple packed food for everybody, and they wanted me to sit down and eat with them too. But
Yeah.
I told them, no,
Yeah.
I'm just here to do my work and
Right.
make sure I do what I need to
Yeah.
do. Everything needs to be legal for this couple.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good time. No, eat with us.
So do you have a schedule and like advance, like, okay, I've got 3 weddings this day, 2 weddings this day. And so you have your, like, because you know what you're going to be doing that whole week.
Yes, yeah. Well, and sometimes I get calls like today.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I just drove in from Louisville. Today, 3 was scheduled while I'm driving.
Oh, shoot.
So how I keep up with it, when they call me like that, I will go ahead and I'll tell you about that too. I tell them, send me a text with both of y'all names, the date, and the time of your request. And as soon as I'm not driving, I will make sure I record it.
Right.
So that way I got proof of the date. Like we all had to be, this is May. Last month, I want to say it was last month. I'm driving in Elizabethtown. I have received 4 calls wanting to get married. And I'm like, I'm not in Hopkinsville. I got to be at my conference for 3 days.
Yeah.
Judge Tribble.
Oh, he did it. Okay.
I called Judge Tribble. I said, Judge, I need you.
I need ya.
He said, what's
Put
going on?
that hat back on.
So what he did, 2 of them, they decided, now this is funny when this happened. 2 of them decided, well, we'll wait till she come back because we want her name on our license. Okay.
Oh.
Judge Tribble, he was able to do it 1. So when we have to do it like that, I call the judge. I make the connection 3-way. Thank God these phones will let us do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'll make sure they got the names of, it's Judge Tribble, whoever the couple may be, their telephone number, so they can communicate. Now, Judge, we made sure he had a key to the chapel. Of course, now since it's been remodeled, we got a new door,
Right.
a new everything, so he can come in through the back. But if not, he go over to our office and get a key.
Gotcha.
If in case he don't have that key. with him.
Gotcha.
But I said, I'm grateful that the couple, it was their special day, and I let them choose their date. I don't set no date for them. I let them choose their date, so that way both of them will remember their anniversary. So that's fun. It's just, I'm telling you, I've had a good time with this. It has been so much fun. So then on Fridays, and unless it's something going on, like we had that flood, I go turn money in for the week. And she said, not today. Not today. We had
Too much going on. Too much.
It was.
Yeah, too
so,
much.
of course, now that throw my whole schedule off because I'm used to turning money in on the Fridays. So I turned it in on that Monday. And it's funny. And then she makes a copy of every I always have the couple to sign on the receipt book. And, of course, give them a receipt once we fill everything out. So that way I got proof of the date, their names, and the amount of what they turned in. So it's been, when I tell y'all, a blessing, to be honest. Now because when I started, we didn't have no order.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, Father, you have to give me creativity. Another thing that I had to start doing, and I do this intentionally too, is I call the couple 24 hours prior to the date that they have set, confirming they said, some of them will say, no, we're going to postpone.
Yeah.
One of the calls I received today, January.
Of next year.
No, they were supposed to get married.
Oh, they were supposed to
January.
get married in January.
Oh.
But they had to postpone it due to whatever the issue may be. Now they got it set for the 28th
Wow.
of May. But I always have them send me a text message with both of their names, the date, and the time. So that way, 2 things. I got proof of the usage of the Chapel of Love. I got proof on my calendar of I'm working, that if Judge ever say, what did you do for the week? I can show them.
Well, you're a lady of all hats, though. You know, you really are. I mean, you dip into a little bit of everything here in the county, which is fascinating.
And I know
neat,
y'all know. Okay, you remember when the news media was here? I don't know if and they had I always say camera, light, and crew at the convention center talking about the flood waters. Well, I received a call. You need to be here. I'm going to take care of District 1. So I was rolling the district to see if anybody needed help. And it was 2 people that were sitting at the ends of their driveway, water, of course, covered.
Wow.
And I was so honored when the lady, and on my car, I don't know if you know, Tracy, but I did this intentional too because the soldiers don't know me. They gave us stickers that says County Magistrate. So I literally has it on my front window. I'll put it on the back because I'm like, when I drive up, they need to know it's me. So that lady saw the sticker. She was so grateful that somebody from the county came to check on her.
Wow.
And I told her, I said, I'm just doing my work. I don't think nothing of it because, I tell all of us, just do the work. Let the people see.
Yeah, you don't
out
do it for
here.
the praise. You do it because that's who you are.
Right.
That's
and
who
I know
you
you
are.
know. I know you know.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I could, I don't do the showboat. I don't do none of that. And my judge took me, he said, you can write a book. I said, I do. But I want to respect the couple and the county as a whole. I don't want to get caught up in all of that.
Right.
Then it could be taken out of content.
Right.
So I respect the couples. When I got to the 100 couple, the news media wanted to write an article on it. I said, well, I got to respect that couple because they had already gotten married. So I called the gentleman and asked, may I have permission for the news media to record your names? He said, thank you so much for calling me. No, I don't want them to record our names.
Oh.
That bride had flew in here to marry her soldier and flew right on back out.
Wow.
So you see why I have to be mindful and respectful of the couple.
Absolutely.
So the next couple that was the 101, the news media asked the question. They walked up to do the article. And before you even come in this chapel, let me get permission from the couple. Because I got to respect who.
Absolutely.
You know what
Absolutely.
out of all of them, the one that was very distinct to me was, and they asked me, and me not knowing, can we drop rose petals? And I said, yeah. I'm thinking they're going to do a little bit. The whole floor was covered.
Oh.
And they were literally the roses, for real roses, dropping them.
Oh, wow.
At her feet. Wherever she stepped, they were dropping the rose. Out of all of them, that one has been amazing. So when we leaving the chapel, they ring the bell, taking all these pictures. I'm looking outside, and on the ground, it's rose petals. Well, at that point, I was still ringing the bell inside. I used to go in the courthouse, ringing the bell, telling everybody the bride is coming. Listen, me not knowing they done dropped rose petals from the courthouse all the way over to the chapel.
Oh, my goodness.
That was amazing. So, of course, when we finished, when they walk through the, I call it Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
They get to the end, they stay up there where the rails are at,
Yeah.
and they take pictures, and the bride get opportunity to throw her bouquet. Baby, rose petals was everywhere. everywhere. But that bride was so cute. And the part that was really amazing about them is they flew here from New York because their mother is here, and they wanted her to be a part of the
Oh,
occasion.
wow.
So sweet.
It
That
was.
is, that's
I'm
sweet.
telling y'all, I done seen and heard some stories, honey. It's just been amazing. And when I stepped out the car, and that's what made me put my sticker on the front of my car, because the mother said, I was wondering if you was the officiant, but you were pretty, and you sharp, too. It was so funny.
So it doesn't matter what religion you are, whatever they are, as long as you can officiate that,
Yes.
you're good to go.
And I can't judge it.
Right,
but,
absolutely.
Speaking of religion, I got a call, and this was it just was recently, probably 3 months ago now. A bride called me. She's in Illinois, soldier here, want to get married, but he's Catholic. She asked me the questions. Are you a minister? I said, that's a title I leave up to the pastors. I am a child of the King. We're gonna leave it right there. But I'm doing here to do my work. She said, well, are you a black woman? That was something. And I smiled, and I said, that I am. She said, well, he don't really want a woman to marry us. Okay, not a problem. I sit among 7 other men. I promise you. one of them can marry
Yeah,
you.
not an issue.
Yes. So, of course, I done called my fellow magistrate, and they wound up being Rich.
Okay.
And Rich, that's funny. Rich told her, I don't think you're ready for marriage. Let me tell you why. You couldn't have asked for a much nicer, kinder person to officiate your marriage. Now, that was rude what you just did.
Good for Rich.
It was so funny. Well, before the end of that conversation, because we're doing 3-way, so I can hear everything. It was funny to me because I couldn't do no but smile.
Did they have a defense? They didn't have no defense, did they?
She's trying to plan everything before he get
Nah,
out of school to
yeah,
come and
yeah.
literally, I'm gonna let you know, I wind up doing the marriage for them because no Catholic, she have to go through the, I guess, marriage counseling with the Catholic, what they do as far as the priest. Well, no one would touch it. Rich gave her all of the names of the Catholic services in Hopkinsville with the telephone number. No one would touch it because she's not Catholic. So I just smiled and I said, all is well. Well, that particular day I had 3 marriages. I come back in the chapel and I have a message and of course I missed the call from this number. How can I help you? It was that particular young lady. And now she's crying.
Oh.
Please, please, please forgive me. I want to apologize. Will you please marry me? Well, of course, I didn't know who it was until I called the number back. So now she's ready to set her day begging for forgiveness. He don't care if it's a woman, if you're a black woman. I said, well, honey, it was funny to me. I said to her, honey, and I'm still black. And I'm still the match. So you sure y'all want me to? So that was funny to me. But when her daddy drove her down to be now for real, getting married, and she wound up being a beautiful bride. And we hadn't gotten the chapel because it's just January. This is May. So it was funny that she had to get dressed over here at the courthouse because at that point you still got to go down these steps.
Right.
Where her daddy asked me, and that's what made us remodel this chapel. He said, I'm disabled. I need to go to the men's room. Do the chapel have a men's room? And I said, we do, but it's not working. He said, are you familiar with American Disability Act?
Yeah.
He said, the initial. I said, sir, I am. So he said, I said, well, I have keys to the courthouse. Now, mind you, he got to get back in his truck, drive around to the front of the courthouse to go the handicap route, to go to the men's room. And he said, I'm not going to do that, but make sure they get this right for you. You know what I did, Judge? I don't need this county to get sued.
We don't need to be sued.
We need to get everything in order because I have guests coming in from everywhere. And we did. Honey, it wasn't even a week later that they got their chapel remodel, everything going on, but it took some weeks, of course, to get everything in operation.
Right.
So from that point, I started doing the marriages in our courtroom until they finished with the chapel remodel.
Right. Did they make the chapel a little bit bigger, or they just remodeled it to make it ADA compliant?
ADA, new floors in there. The walls are painted a different color, and then of course whatever pictures on the walls is different. But honey, we gonna get this in order. I don't need this county against it.
I can see her saying that too, Scarlett.
I had building, whoever y'all are, building crew, building everybody dealing with us as magistrate.
Building everybody.
She says, you better jump.
Come over here, and y'all need to see what I'm talking about. I don't need nobody suing us. But it made us move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It made everybody start moving. We got to get this building together. So we did because of that matter.
Absolutely.
But the father said to me, while the bride getting dressed, and she wanted to be a beautiful bride, he said, I want to apologize for my daughter because she was wrong for addressing things of that matter. He said, you are a very kind, beautiful woman, but I want to apologize. I said, sir, all is well. I promise you I'm still Magdalene Ferguson.
Yeah.
Still
You know what?
the
I
magistrate. I'm
always
gonna
pictured like the justice of the peace or whatever, or the official. I always thought that people didn't dress in their white gowns. They just go and then they.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's what my thought too.
That's what my thought was. Okay, jeans or slacks or whatever, and
I've
going
seen
in,
everything.
and then but when you were saying that the brides are coming in with wedding gowns and stuff, I'm impressed because I didn't think that was.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, me either. I never thought that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've seen, especially the one that was really special too. The couple drove in from wherever they came in from out of town, had on flip-flops, shorts, and a T-shirt. And he said to me, we are so glad we found you. And I said, okay. He said, because once we get married today, we're going on our honeymoon. And it was going on a cruise. So they were already
ready to go,
dressed.
for the cruise, yeah.
That one was cute too, and they only people came with
Mm-hmm.
the bride, the groom, and the two witnesses. All of them.
And
was
sometimes
going
you
on
have
the
more than
cruise.
just two witnesses. You've got
Yes.
a room full, like 25.
Honey, I've seen that. The last one I did in our courtroom, because some couples, like one of them today, asked me, "Can we come and see the chapel before the day of?" Of course, yes. Just tell me so I can make sure my time permits. Well, that one, the last one I did, they came, looked at the chapel, and said it wasn't going to be big enough.
Mm-hmm.
So her family came in from New York, and they wanted to get married literally in our courtroom. I respect Melinda because she's our clerk, and let her know I will be in our courtroom today. I just need to make sure no one else has it reserved.
Mm-hmm.
That was a beautiful, girl. Okay, you've been in our courtroom in the open area.
Oh, yeah.
But I stay down. I don't go up where judges at. I sit down, be down there with them.
Mm-hmm.
That whole section was full. They had so many people.
Wow.
It was just amazing.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
It's amazing what you learn when you're.
Yeah, because I would think that it would be mostly small groups, or mostly just a
No.
couple people, not these big. Because usually when people have big groups, they're having big weddings. And
At
they
the
usually
church.
rent
Yeah,
this
they'll
big-
do a church and they do a
Yeah.
venue,
Yeah.
a
And
wedding
if-
venue or whatever. And
I've had them say to me, can you come to when we have a big ceremony for our whole family? If it's in Christian County, yes.
yeah, gotta see, make sure it's Christian.
Yeah.
So tell everybody, tell the viewers and the listeners how they can get a hold of you. Where can they go if they want to, get married?
Okay, so and that's from my understanding, this is the first time this ever happened on the Christian County Clerk website. And I get this call quite often. We saw your number. Melinda asked me right after she got elected, do you want your name and number on here for the marriages once I got my executive order? I said, yes, by all means. So we're going to make it as easy as possible for our constituents. That's how we talk, to be able to get in touch with me. So they will literally call, because my name and number is on the website. Then, of course, how the young lady knew that I was a black woman, because we are magistrates. And I promise you, we all over the World Wide Web. So you know what they do? They type in your name and see. So they get to see for themselves. So that way they can find me and know what I look like. So when I drive up, whether it was on my car or not, they know, okay, this is Squire Ferguson or magistrate. Now, I don't know if you know, Tracy, our county, and I was told this right after we got elected, it's very unique because they literally call us either magistrates or squire.
I always called it a magistrate, but they also call them squires.
But
So
we're
which-
the only county
yeah,
that do that.
It's really so. Which would you prefer to be called, a magistrate or a squire?
Either one, because they
Okay,
both
yeah,
mean the
they-
same
yeah,
thing.
they both mean the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's been a blessing to know easy access for the whoever the couples may be, and that they can call regardless of the time. And I've had them text me wee hours of the night. Are we still on? And I smile because they let me know they haven't checked their message. 'Cause
They're like
I've been
freaking out a
in
little
touch.
bit. They're freaking out. Hey.
So I just smile. I said they didn't check their message. I already communicated with them, but so I just politely sit up and say, yes, I'll see you all tomorrow.
Yes.
So it's funny.
They
It's
just want that
fun.
reassurance.
Yes. So, but I can tell they haven't checked either voicemail or something you haven't checked because I've already communicated. But I do those things, and I'm glad that they want to come to Christian County.
Yeah.
So I always tell them, too, thank you for choosing Christian County, because they don't have to.
That's right.
They can choose someone else.
That's right.
Now, I've had people that call me, bless their hearts, they have their friends come in and marry them, but they don't feel like it's a bottom part of their marriage license. So now the friend done went on back to wherever, but they didn't complete the entire.
No.
And it's fun. They'll call me and say, can you help us correct this? Been married 6 months, they thought.
But
But
there
they-
really weren't, because nothing was. Yeah.
They
nothing
didn't
was
bring it
official.
back to get the seal. And I just smiled and I said, I really can't. So call the clerk and ask them what's the next step you must do. So a lot of them are, they realize we're not married. Because, you go to, whether it's a funeral, I need to tell you about that too. Or the hospital that gives that woman the right or that man the right. Those areas going to confirm that you legally are married. Kentucky, a lot of people think because they've been in relationships for 5 years, 10 years, common law marriage. Kentucky don't recognize it.
I didn't think so. Kentucky don't recognize that. El Paso did, I think. It was a 7-year. You had to be married 7 years for the common law. I believe in
Kentucky,
Texas.
Yeah, in Kentucky, we don't acknowledge that.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to know that couples are finding that out.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I called the funeral home to confirm that Kentucky do not acknowledge common law marriage, and they said no. Even if something, Lord forbid, something happen, have I married people in the car? The husband or the bride, one of them might be disabled. Judge Tripper told me I was gonna have those days.
Really?
He said, "Don't never be surprised if you got to go to the field."
To the field.
I'm gonna experience that one. But I'll make sure I keep boots in the car because of what I must do for my magistrate duties.
You be out in that field, girl.
Girl,
Running across that field. Wait, I'm coming to marry you.
And I can't. But I'm learning too. Just keep my things in the car because I never know when
Right.
I might have to for the
Yeah,
couple. So I'm already
absolutely.
prepared.
Absolutely.
Because I done had them call me and say, "Well, we want to get married today. Can we get married at 3:00?" I need to go to the house and get. And that's what made me start keeping it in the car. Just keep my briefcase in the car. So I got in. I'm prepared. The book that I read out of, Judge Tripper gave me that book.
Oh, okay. That what he read to the people. I gotcha. Makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? That you didn't have to. A lot easier.
It's so nice.
So
yeah.
does that mean I can go on the website and get my ordained minister thing and I can marry people?
I've been told that I can. No, for real. I have even on our state level. I've had the Magistrate Association leaders tell me, you can go and get certified online, but I'm protected by Christian Counsel,
Yes.
so I don't have to. And I'm
Yes.
so thankful for even
Yes.
my judge now. Judge Gill let them know I've given her executive orders. She don't have to.
Yeah.
Now, Lord forbid, if I'm not a magistrate again and I want to continue to officiate marriages, of course, I have to get some documentation to show proof.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I got my executive orders that this is my
That's
duty,
right.
and I'm going to do the work and go on.
That's right. So is there anything that you want to ask?
I did have a question, and because it kind of sounded like when we're talking about it. So in Kentucky, can you get your marriage license and get married the same day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As long as the clerks, now for Christian County, that clerk wants you to set a date to come pick them up. Todd and Trig know.
Okay.
You can go get them that day and get married that day and get your seal all over there. As long as they got their marriage license and they say Kentucky. The two witness and the money, we can do it.
Okay.
They just got to take it back to those respectful clerks.
Yeah.
And both of them know me. I mean, I've seen them. So, and even that is sweet too. The judge executives in the surrounding counties will send their people to Christian County. Their magistrates can officiate too, but they don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least we got a choice. But I'm so thankful that I have.
And
Judge
your
Tripper.
willingness to do it, I mean, that's the beauty of it all.
It's been
I mean, because your
amazing.
willingness, and that's why you're so good at it, because you love it and you want to do it and you want to make people happy. So that's what makes you so good.
And they did ask that question, though, before I got my executive orders. How do you feel about, and they were speaking about same sex. How do you feel about, and I would just answer the questions, but they seen that I was genuine and that I care. And love, like I tell them, love don't have no name, no color, no nothing. It's right here. It's in your heart. So once they call me, I don't call them, they call me.
Right.
They want to get married, so they feel like they're ready. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'm here to do the work. That's why I tell them all the time, this is just work for me.
Yeah.
I just got to manage my time
Right.
and make sure I'm there for them. 30 minutes before they get to the chapel the day of, too, I text them and let them know I'm here. So to keep that bride in.
Right. Right.
And most of the time, they write in the clerk's office, so they know we can walk right over and go to the chapel and get
Yeah.
and then walk back. Because they have to go to the clerk twice to get their marriage license. And then when they go back for the seal.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Well, I loved it. This was great. This was interesting. I mean, learned a lot, and I mean, and just having you as our guest was just the top of a beautiful Monday.
Thank
So
you.
I appreciate
thank
you
for
coming
asking
in.
me, Trish.
So we're going to be right back.
Gossip in the Grove with all the latest news and info.
And we're back with Lee with news and gossip of the week.
How's it going, ladies? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, doing good,
Got
doing good.
Little tea, little gossip.
Little tea and little gossip.
Little gossip and news, a little
Okay,
info.
okay.
So the Oak Grove, Kentucky residents, they're still in demand and action against the flooding and the damages with the water and the sewage.
Okay.
Some residents are still dealing with the aftermath, and the city is actually considering options to prevent future flooding.
All right.
And we also have a potential new Starbucks location in the city of Oak Grove.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
City's starting to grow. We're
Yeah,
starting to get a little
yeah.
bit more.
But when is that supposed to be open there, Lee?
Soon. I don't have the date.
Is that dig deep enough?
It's coming soon. But yeah, we got stuff like that. I mean, we did have some bad stuff happen, but
Yeah,
we're still
yeah,
building.
yeah, we're good.
And we're gonna
It's all
rebuild,
good.
and
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah,
stand back strong.
yeah.
The farmers market.
Yes.
Everybody forgot about it. Poor guys.
I know.
Did you go out there this weekend?
I did not. But I'm just reminding everybody.
There is a
you want-
farmer's market
there-
every Saturday.
It's a farmer's market every Saturday. Anybody wants any fresh produce, please go out, show some support. I know the weather's been a little, crazy, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they're still going to hang in there. Guys, that's all I got.
Is that all you got?
That is all I got. Besides that clerk getting arrested, I didn't want to bring that up.
No, we don't want to talk about that.
Exactly.
That's
But,
some major gossip there.
Other than that, that's all I got for you ladies.
Thanks, Lee.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lee.
No problem.
Now, Scarlett, you want to tell our viewers and listeners how they can get a hold of our podcast?
Absolutely. So wherever you're listening right now, go ahead and hit subscribe so you can get the latest and greatest on all gossip in the Grove. Share it with your friends. We're on all the local podcast stations, so you can find it on the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Podbean, whatever you have downloaded to your phone. We're also on YouTube, and that gets posted to our Facebook.
Mm-hmm. And again, I want to say thank you to our very special guest, Magistrate Ferguson. Thank you so much for coming in. So with that, we will see you all next week. And we're out.